They tell you to fit in. They tell you to find a lane, stay in it, and keep your head down. They tell you that good enough is not enough, but you're here, which means you already know that's a lie. But they forget that lanes are just lines painted on asphalt, meant to keep the cautious from colliding, right? They don't mention that the view from the middle of the pack is always the same, a repetitive cycle of heels and exhaust. To stay in your lane is to accept a horizon defined by someone else's boundaries, a curated path that prioritizes safety over the thrill of the unknown. The truth is, good enough is the silent enemy of greatness. It is the comfortable cradle where ambition goes to sleep, rocked by the steady hum of mediocrity. When we settle for what is merely sufficient, we inadvertently build a fortress against our own potential. This mental plateau feels safe because it lacks the sharp edges of risk and the exhausting demands of perfection. However, that safety is an illusion. It's a stagnation that slowly erodes the drive to innovate. By accepting the status quo, we stop looking for the better that exists beyond the horizon of the easy. This drift toward the average often happens so gradually that we don't even notice the loss of our competitive edge. We begin to prioritize the preservation of our current state over the growth of our future self. The passion that once fueled late nights and bold ideas is replaced by a lukewarm contentment. In this environment, excellence isn't rejected, it is simply forgotten, buried under a pile of uninspired successes that never quite reach the heights of what we are truly capable of achieving. So to reclaim greatness, one must consciously disrupt the peace of being just fine. It requires a refusal to stay nestled in the familiar and willingness to embrace the friction that comes with growth. True mastery is found when we push past the point where everyone else would have stopped. By trading the soft cushions of adequacy for the rigorous pursuit of the exceptional, we awaken the ambition that has been dormant and begin the climb toward our true peak. When you settle for the status quo, you aren't just playing it safe, you are slowly eroding the parts of yourself that were meant to burn bright, trademarking your potential for a fleeting sense of security. So lift up your head, look past the markers and the artificial ceilings they built for you. There is a certain kind of magic that only happens when you veer off course, so to speak, a clarity found only in the moments where you dare to be too much, too loud, or too different. To just go off the beaten path, so to speak. The world doesn't need more people who know how to follow directions per se. It needs the ones who know how to draw their own map. If you've been following the journey so far, you know we don't just talk about clothes. We talk about what those clothes represent. We talk about the skin you're in, your identity, your why. In my last two videos, we looked at self-love and reclaiming your status. Go check them out. We talked about streetwear versus luxury in the middle ground, just laying a foundation. But today, I want to go deeper into the feeling. Today, I want to talk about something that most people are afraid of. I want to talk about exclusivity. Not the kind of exclusivity, that's about a price tag per se. Not the kind that's about looking down on people. I'm talking about the exclusivity of your soul. The fact that there's only one version of you in the history of time. Think about the moments when you felt most like yourself. It probably wasn't when you were following the crowd. It was when you stepped out, when you took a risk, when you decided that your voice mattered more than the noise around you. I created this brand because I saw a world that was becoming a copy of a copy. Everyone wearing the same things, thinking the same thoughts, chasing the same shadows. But supereminent means to be distinguished, to be above the ordinary. That's who you are. To be supreme in your own lane. That's your destiny. That's a lonely path sometimes. I know it is. I've been there. You feel the weight of your own potential and it's heavy. You feel like you're carrying a secret that no one else understands. This brand is the uniform, the signal for that secret. It's the signal to the rest of the world that you aren't just passing through. You are here to leave a mark, and you will leave it. When you see this monogram, the SC, I want you to see more than just letters. It's in my seal behind me. They can take your time, they can take your energy, but they can't take who you choose to be when the lights go out and the world is quiet. Exclusivity is a choice. You choose to exclude the distractions. You choose to exclude the people who tell you no. You choose to exclude the parts of yourself that are holding you back. All this senseless scrolling on social media or whatever else you're doing. By this act of exclusion, but this act of exclusion isn't about building walls to hide behind. It's about architecting a space where your potential can finally breathe by silencing the external noise and the persistent hum of not enough. You create a vacuum that only excellence can fill. It is a deliberate pruning of the unnecessary, a refusal to let mediocre opinions or outdated habits occupy the mental real estate required for your development and your growth. When you put on these pieces, it's a ceremony. You are telling yourself, I am worthy of the best. I am worthy of being seen. I am worthy of my own greatness. The transition begins the moment you interact with the fabric. As you drape yourself in these pieces, the physical weight of the material acts as an anchor, grounding you in the present while elevating your internal narrative. This is the science of intention, turning a simple routine into a high-stakes ritual that separates who you were from who you are becoming. It is the visual language of self-respect spoken clearly before you even say a word. Ultimately, this ceremony serves as a daily contract signed with your own ambition. It is an unapologetic claim to the space you occupy, demanding that the world meet you at the level of your own self-worth. When you choose to be seen on your own terms, you aren't just wearing an outfit, you are wearing a manifesto. You are signaling to the world that the era of playing small is over and the era of your greatness has officially begun. That is why we are building this. This isn't a customer base per se. This is a tribe of people who refuse to be average. Our mission transcends the traditional boundaries of commerce because we aren't just selling a product. We are architecting a movement. I don't even know if that's a word, architecting. We recognize that the modern world often pushes us toward a comfortable, lukewarm existence, but we are building this platform specifically for those who feel the friction of that mediocrity. By prioritizing radical quality and bold innovation, we provide the tools for those who demand more from themselves and their environment, ensuring that every feature we develop serves a purpose higher than mere utility. This community is a collection of data points or standard customer base. It is a tribe of people who refuse to be average. We are drawing a line in the sand for the high achievers, the outliers, the restless spirits who believe that good enough is the enemy of greatness. I'm talking about you. When you join us, you aren't just making a purchase. You are finding your people. You are entering a dedicated ecosystem where excellence is the baseline and the pursuit of the extraordinary is our collective North Star. I want to encourage you today, whatever you are building, whether it's a business, a family, a dream, or just a better version of yourself, keep going. The world doesn't need more normal. It needs more imminent. It needs people who are brave enough to stand in the truth. Don't let the practical people talk you out of your impossible, the naysayers and the contrarians. They don't have your vision, so they can't see your destination. Supereminent, I like to say it this way, supereminent. It's for the ones who see what others miss. It is for the ones who understand that luxury isn't about being better than someone else. It's about being better than you were yesterday. It's about high standards. It's about the fabric of your character. It's about the way you carry yourself when no one is watching. If this resonates with you, if you feel that pull in your chest that says finally someone gets it, then you belong here. Subscribe to this channel. Join the conversation in the comments. Tell me, what does being supereminent mean to you? How are you standing out today? This brand is ours. It's a reflection of our collective strength. The SC monogram is more than fashion. It's our identity. So stay bold, stay exclusive, stay super eminent. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.